So let's tackle a practical example and see how we can pull what we've learned on the business model canvas into populating one. Because it's fine, you work through the modules and there's a lot of questions I'm asking and there's a lot of ideas I'm throwing around. But let's have a look at how this process will work. And we're going to use an example of a PC shop, personal computers. So let's play around a little bit with the idea. So the business person or entrepreneur that has this idea wants to create a shop, okay, computer shop that addresses the needs of gamers. So the idea becomes, the abstract idea is custom built gaming computers. Let's use that. Gaming industry is big now, a lot of money to be made within the gaming industry, a lot of good games out there, and he identifies the need that there is a need for custom gaming computers. So let's have a look at that. So we can start where we feel most comfortable on the business model canvas. And I'm going to use little sticky notes. So when you do this, print it out, use sticky notes, write, make your notes that you can move it around. So let's have a look. And the beauty of this is you might do one and you realize it doesn't belong there. You can take it off, you can move it around, etc. So let's start with the customer segment. And we're looking at building custom gaming computers. So the customer segment would be gamers. Let's do that. So we'll be looking at focusing on gamers. Okay. High level idea still in terms of the business model canvas. We're trying to get this abstract idea to something a little bit more tangible. Okay, so what is the value proposition? Let's go to the value proposition. What is the value proposition that this PC shop will be offering the gamers? We don't have a name for it yet or anything. So the value proposition would be, because you want to make it really solve a problem for them or help them get a job done. So in this case, we want to help them get access to best possible gaming computers, custom built to their needs. Because this can be a finicky thing, a properly built gaming computer. So let's do that. We're going to say the value proposition is therefore building gaming computers to spec. So spec being specifications of the gamers. Okay, so we have the customer segment, they're gamers. They'll be building gaming computers to spec. Let's move to channels. Let's do channels. Let's have an idea about channels. Remember we said there's purposes. So awareness. How are we going to raise awareness for this value proposition that we have on offer? We want gamers to know that we do this. So where are we going to go? We're going to go online. Okay, so we'll do social media. Okay, and it might be YouTube, and we could be doing streaming of, tips, tricks, just to raise awareness. And then we're going to go on. We're going to say, besides awareness, another place for awareness is we can do gaming conventions or expos. Then we want to give them a place where we can we want to give them a place where they can evaluate the products. So we'll set up a website. We'll maybe do demo videos on YouTube, and they can kind of evaluate what we do and so on. So we want them also to be able to buy it. So let's do selling, and we're going to have an online shop, and maybe in this case we'll have a physical shop as well, but that'll be secondary to the online shop. So the online shop will be in such a way that they can fit different parts and select parts and kind of build their computer to spec, and we assemble and ship it. Then we want to be able to deliver it, so we'll do door-to-door delivery or courier. So they'll get it delivered to their door. So they can go online, there's the website, they can put together what they want, and we do door-to-door delivery. And then we want after sales. So after sales, we could have an email, we could do follow-up telephone calls, etc. So there we have, the channels block is going to be a bit full here, but there you have an idea. So printers are big, you can fit everything onto it. I'm just going to put all of that in there, all over each other, but you get the idea. So now we've looked at the channel. So we're going to approach, or we're going to target custom gamers, building gaming computers to spec, and we've got the channels of awareness all the way through. How do we want to maintain these customer relationships? Now, thinking of gamers, a bit of it would be self-service through the online store. Okay. We could also have a bit of human interaction at expos and in the physical store, where they come with their ideas, they come in, they want to discuss it. They don't just want to go online. You know, they might not know exactly what they want, but if one can guide them. So customer relations, self-service online, and then a bit of human interaction at expos and at the physical store. So that's how we're going to maintain customer relations. Revenue. How are we going to monetize this? So how are we going to generate revenue out of these gamers? So we'll have sales of custom built PCs. That's all right. Sales of custom built PCs. So that's what we'll do. We'll outright sell it. What we can also do is we could have what else could work? We can also do upgrades on existing PCs also. So a gamer would bring it in, we would assess what do you want to accomplish, okay, and we'll do the upgrade. So we'll have components that we're selling through an upgrade. So it's all sales, upgrades, stuff like that. So maybe in the upgrades, you'll get that recurring type client. If you keep the channel going, you know, keep them communicating with them, etc., you'll be able to hook them in that way. Save that. So that's how we're going to get our revenue streams. Let's move that one a little bit. Oops. That one a little bit there. We can see revenue streams. That one there. So that's kind of the front-facing part of the business model canvas. So we've defined the customer segment. We know what our value proposition is. We know how we're going to communicate with them, how we're going to interact with them, and how we'll capture that value. Makes sense. let's go on to the back end. So what happens behind the scenes? Okay, let's start with our key activities. So what are the key things that we need to do as part of our business? So think here of the most important activities to do this. So we will need to have a key activity. We'll have to stock the most up-to-date components. Okay, critical. We'll have to have the stock that they want. So when it becomes available, we need to have it. Okay. We will need to remain up to date with system requirements of the most popular games. Okay, that is going to be very important. So let's stick to the two. So we'll have to have the stock that when a customer comes, that we will be able to help them in that sense. And if we are up to date with what the latest requirements of games are, we will be able to advise them accordingly. So let's stick to those two key activities. And as you unpack this, you'll think of other things and whatever, and you might find more important ones and so on. But just get an idea of the flow. Key resources, what are we going to need? Let's have a look. So in terms of key resources, we will need expertise. So we will need to have the expertise to build this. This is going to be key, and that might sit in a human resource. So either as an entrepreneur, I have this because I've been doing this, or it could be something that you need to bring in to do this. So the expertise will be absolutely critical, not just in terms of the components, but in terms of the whole gaming industry. You'll need to have that expertise. What else will be a key resource? We will need to have an online store. So it'll have to be hosted somewhere. So that's going to be a key, absolutely key resource to have. And then we'll need the finances to carry us through carrying the stock, procuring the stock, sitting on it until it's sold, carrying that stock and turning it into money again. So we'll need some finances. So let's stick to key resources, the expertise to actually do it, the online store, and finances. Key partners. So are we going to need key partners here? So you could possibly partner with a specific supplier. So let's say you are going to give preference to a specific supplier and you're going to push their product because they've got a known reputation for being on the forefront of developing the necessary components to make sure that the guys can build the best possible gaming PCs. So there might be a specific component supplier. And that might be your only key partner initially. Later on, you might want to partner. You could possibly partner with a gamer, a well-known, let's just do this, a well-known gamer that could, provide extra exposure, etc. So those could be really well-known, or those could be good key partners to have. Cost structure. So what is this going to cost? So let's think of the costs a little bit in terms of this. So we'll have the components that we'll need to purchase. We'll have to pay rental for premises. We'll have to pay hosting fees. There will be some marketing costs in terms of social media campaigns, etc. There might be commissions if your expertise that you get in, and if they work on a commission base, there might be some commissions. What else? So there could be other salaries as well. And yeah, let's stick to that for now. So there's a fairly quick explanation or example of working through the business model canvas. And you can see it's a very logical process and it's very high level. So my abstract idea of building custom PCs could work. I mean, if we look at the value proposition, there's a market, there's definitely gamers, it's on the up and up, it's becoming quite a massive industry. This looks like something that could work, definitely. And when we move over to the next example, or the next examples, we'll try and use the same one and see how it evolves. But let's do a second one. So we've done this. Let's do a second example. So the first example, we looked at building gaming computers for gamers. So we had physical space and we had a physical product, etc. Let's think of something more along the line of a service type company. So let's try something like, okay, let's stay in the information technology space. Let's stay there. And we look at a website developer. So as a website developer, let's start again at the customer segment. Or no, let's start the value proposition. So what can I offer? Let's say I'm the entrepreneur, the business person, and I already do websites. So what is there that I can do as a website developer in terms of a value proposition, unlocking some more value here? So as a website designer or developer, I could try and automate or guide the process and put it in the hands of the people. So I can build a process whereby the person that wants the website can actually kind of build it themselves. And there will be themes in it, and there will be, you'll be able to import your pictures and your graphics and stuff like that. And it needs to be user friendly. And so let's say the value proposition is this. So instead of you doing the web designing all yourself, it's kind of like a DIY website builder. So this is kind of a product service in getting it there. So the product is the builder, but it provides a bit of a service in getting that done. So the value proposition is like a DIY website builder that allows them to build their website quick and easy. Remember, we're talking high level here. So who will look at this? What will be our customer segment here? So maybe the people that would want to tap into something like this would be small business owners. It could be authors. It could be designers of some sort, or artists to have a place to showcase their work. So we could probably look at customer segment like that. So in terms of the channels, how are we going to raise awareness, deliver, etc. Because it's websites and everything, most of all of this will happen online. So the whole process will raise awareness online, the campaigns will be online, to actually access it would be online. So very much an online environment. The customer relationship, we want to go towards self-service. So no real human interaction. We'll do a website, they can access it there, I can build it there, all of that. So the whole experience is very much self-service. So the whole process needs to run quite smoothly, that it can run through self-service. What would be the key activity? Revenue stream. So how are we going to monetize this? So we could have, let's do a subscription. That could work. So they can subscribe to this, and then they can access it as and when they want. So let's do subscription based. key activities. So key activities would be actually developing the DIY website builder. That would be developing and maintaining it. Develop, let's say, and maintain the DIY website builder. That would be crucial. He needs to be up, he needs to be maintained, he needs to be all of those things. What will be the key resources? We'll again need the expertise to do it, to actually build the builder. We will need an online host. We will need a payment gateway. And that'll be our key resources. Key partner, we're going to need a key partner here. Maybe we could partner with a graphic designer that'll provide themes for us. And that could, to keep it up to date, etc. Nice, engaging themes, etc. What are the costs going to be? Let's have a look a bit at the costs. So what is it going to cost us? We're going to pay hosting fees. We'll pay some development costs. We'll pay, what else? We'll pay commissions on the payment gateway. And let's stick to those for now. Save. So this is very much the business model canvas. So we went through 2 examples now, and you can elaborate on this and change it and move around and so on. So really take your business idea or your current business and go and look, are you addressing all the various elements? Are you tapping in and are they talking to each other? So when you have a current business, pack out your business model on the canvas and see if they're talking to each other. Is there an alignment? And when you look at a specific element, go and do a SWOT analysis on the element. So if we go back to the custom built gaming PCs and we do a SWOT analysis on the value proposition, where's the strength? So the strength is in the fact that it's custom built. So it is aligned to the very user. What do you want? This is what you get. You specify your specs, we build it accordingly. And so you go on, what threats are there? There might be that it is a saturated market, that there's a lot of companies doing exactly this. Or the fact that people are doing it themselves. They order and they assemble and, they very much a DIY. So that could be a threat or a weakness. What's the opportunity in this? Well, the opportunity in this is that you could tap into educating people to build this and increase your component sales even though you're not assembling it. So think of things like that. Do a SWOT analysis per element or assess your current business. Is there a gap, something that you're not addressing? So that's 2 examples, practical examples of, populating the business model canvas. But print it out, really. Print it out, put it on the wall, put it on a table, get the right people around you. Draw pictures if you need to. Sticky notes work well with notes on it. But if you want, draw pictures that'll make sense and make it memorable and really get that abstract idea down on paper. Now it's tangible.